Welcome to VO Influencer as part of the Biz Chat monthly, or actually weekly, but every month I'm hoping to have a special VO Influencer. So welcome to our July 2025 edition with our special guest, Dina Sherman. Woo! Say hello.
Hi, everyone.
Yeah.
I'm really honored to be here. Thank you.
We're very honored to have you. And I sent out a notification to everybody to let them know to join and to give them some background about you. Your IMD credits are like, longer than my arm. And it's really our honor to have you here today. What's special about Dina is not only her career and your union, right?
I am.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, is that we'll find out a little bit more about this, but the reason I wanted Dina to come talk is because she just launched a new animation and she's launching it going her own way, doing it her own way. The content is like Adult Swim level, funny and good quality. And it's called Bad Eggz. And I do want to be able to show, like, I can show the trailer on here, can't I?
We don't really have a trailer, but you can show a clip if you
A
want.
short, yeah, a short, yeah. I've got your YouTube set up. So we'll show that in a moment. But, I just wanted to have you here because you've shown a level of entrepreneurship and maybe solopreneurship, but you have a team. And I want to kind of find out background wise how you got to Bad Eggz, Naked and Afraid. Yeah, it's called Bad Eggz, Naked and Afraid. And
It's
for those,
eggs and naked.
yeah, they're naked eggs,
And
and they're all like shaped
naked.
like eggs, but then they have human genitalia.
That's blurred. A whole lot of blur.
That's all blurred. Yeah.
Oh, blurred. Lots of blur.
Yeah. So Dina, welcome.
Thank
And
you.
so I want to know, a little bit about how you got to here before we get into the Bad Eggs. How did
Wait.
you start creating your own content? Now, I don't want to go back to the beginning of your VO career. That's for another podcast.
Yeah,
We're really about the business side of things, and you started creating your own content well before Bad Eggs.
I did. I did.
So start us there and why that happened.
Um, it really happened mostly during COVID. But
Mhm.
before that, back in about 2015, 2016, I got together with three other voice talent and we brought in a writer. And we created a show, and there's 3 episodes up called Between Busts, BUSTS, like, when you have a sculpture of the bust,
Yes.
the marbles, that, yeah. And it was about dead women or women from history having modern day conversations, and they were really good. And we had an animator in college, and she graduated and got picked up immediately by DreamWorks. I think, yeah, it was DreamWorks. And so the last 3 episodes are still not up, unfortunately.
Oh,
And that was a big learning curve to do that. But what got me, so that was my first foray into kind of producing. And then during COVID, well, before COVID, for over 20 years, I have been reading in schools, reading in organizations. We're all given this gift, and my way of giving back was to bring literacy, bringing the joy of reading and stories to children. And I would go to classrooms, and when COVID hit, that all shut down, and the teachers were like, could you send us videos? And I'm like, no, the file sizes are way too big. You can't send a video via the
mm,
internet. So within a week, I created a YouTube channel called Dina Sherman Stories and More, all one word.
ah, that's
And I
great.
started reading. The first book I read was something I had from when, for my kids, The Ugly Duckling. And I sat in my backyard and read it, presentation style, you know.
That's okay. Holding up the
Yeah,
book.
yeah, with the book, and because that's how I would read in the classrooms.
Right.
And I then, because everything was shut down, teachers put books out by the school. I would pick those up. Neighbors put books out for me, and I actually put on Facebook and everywhere notifications to authors. Like, went to all the Facebook, children's writing groups, and
Oh,
said, "I have this channel. If you'd like your book read, please let me know." And I got books from all over the world. I even had conversations with Laura Numeroff saying, "Hey, I want to read your book with Dogs with Sneakers. And she's like, that's one of my favorite books. Yes, please read it. So that was wonderful. And
That's wonderful.
I have over 100 pieces of content. Putting a book up took a lot of time and energy and makeup and background and figure out a green screen. And, there's a whole lot that went into it. And in between, because everything else was shut down, I created hand puppets telling knock knock jokes. I then had, oh, where is he? Jack the Frog. I don't know if he'll show up. You can see
Yeah,
him.
he totally shows up if you put him in front of you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jack the Frog, he was like the old Mr. Bill with, Miss Hand, So Jack always got beat up on the field. Miss Hand
Now
ended up
wait, was
having,
this separate from your children's storybook reading?
so it was on the same channel. That's what it was, Stories and More. And so I started
Okay.
creating content, and I had bite size. It was a little animated, like a little puppet on my fingers. Oh, I don't know where bite size went.
Finger puppets, yeah.
Um, well, he looked. I don't. The candy bar fell off, but it was kind of one of this
There
guy,
you go.
a little candy bar. But
Googly eyes.
I had an app that made him talk. So he's telling you all about the federal holidays in the United States. And so I did a whole series on federal holidays, and then I was dry, and that's kind of what inspired me to do things. And I was traveling, and I saw a billboard that had like these cartoon-looking eggs in a carton, and I think it was in Spanish. I think it was for a car ad, and I was like, "Ooh, eggs! Eggs are funny." So I created DIY eggs, and I I made 5 of them, all different shapes and sizes, even a little quail egg in different colors. I went to the farmer's market and put little pom poms and googly eyes, and they all told spooky stories, the unexpected spooky stories. And
Awesome.
I had 5 for Halloween, and a friend of mine, producer, said, Dina, I think you have something. Could you age it up, make it more adult? And I said, and he,
Okay.
really? I said, yeah. And he goes, are you sure? More adult, enough for your kids? Yeah. So I took his challenge, and that's kind of the impetus that went to jumping to adult. And
Okay, so you were like, okay, I've got an egg. It's a simple round thing. How do I make it more adult? And is that where you came up with,
so
you know,
I love puns. I mean, silly, stupid humor, and
naked? Yeah.
makes me laugh. And years ago, and I totally fangirled on this poor guy. Uh, he is one of 5 of the editors for Naked and Afraid. He is the blur editor, and he said the job is awful. Having to blur out everybody's junk. It takes
Yeah.
5 an episode. And it's like he was so over it, but I was like, God, that's you. You do pixels. Oh my God. Can I get a picture with you? I'm like, honey, look, I'm with the guy, the blur editor. And then I thought, wait, naked. Naked sounds like egg. Naked. Naked. Oh, what if
Yeah.
I had 5 eggs? I had some eggs. Oh, first I had 2, the contestants on an island like Survivor or Naked and Afraid. And
Yeah.
then I thought, but eggs come in a dozen. What if we see the whole casting, the whole crew? And it just started
Ah,
evolving.
yeah, yeah. Oh, it's crazy. I mean, the first time I saw it, I was like not sure because I knew you did kid stuff. So I was like, what am I watching? This is not at all what I expected. So with that
Right.
in mind, I want to go ahead and you have so much more to talk about, but I'm hoping it comes out with the questions, right, from the audience. So I don't want to
Oh,
talk too
something
long, but
about
I do want to share screen. Let me get
there.
that going and show at least one let's see. Let me get a window.
If you want to go really adult, go with the first, very, very first one with Benedict. Or you can show
What I'm trying to do is get a different
open.
window because it's giving me my email, which I don't want you to see because it's really boring. Um, so let me work on that. But tell us how you started this with this idea and this challenge, but give us a little bit more background of on the business side of things, your union, how are you doing that? Did you get a crew? Do you have a director, a writer? I mean, what's or just editors, like how did that all come together? Can you give us briefly while I look for how to get this on
Oh,
screen?
stretch, right? Yes. So it was interesting. The producer who challenged me said, I have an animator who's doing AI. You should work with him." That was a big mistake. AI does not work, and the guy didn't know how to animate, and that
Uh,
was that. Then I went and got a new character designer, and the funny thing is he was very good, but he could not make Benedict's blur big enough. I mean, it is definitely something that people go, oh, these are cute. Oh my God. And their face, I know the minute they notice, it's hilarious. It brings me such joy to watch people crack up. Um, so it took another, and then I got hooked up with, if you're involved with Creator Society, I highly
Yeah.
recommend this organization.
Yes, I have many times too. Creators Society.
Creators,
Mm.
yes, S Society, Creator Society. Hey, Paul. Paul does Creator Society.
Yeah, good.
Um, I met Michael Derry, my character designer there. He introduced me to
Mhm.
John um, Burgess, Johnny Burgess. I'm like, why am I getting it wrong? Because his name is Johnny Burgess.
Yeah.
He's my animator. And I was doing one of the creator jams, and the editor on our creator jam, Michael Pearl, saved our whole project. He's an editor, but he animated it, and I loved his
Uh,
style. He's been they've all been fabulous, and he's my editor. I have a co-EP that's kind of kept me grounded and on the right track with stuff. Um,
so through your network already established through other creative endeavors that you have, you brought this team together. And I know that you're paying them because I did some homework, but I want to show, if I can now, I found the tab and I should be able to show everyone. And this is just a short from the page on YouTube. So you can find it on YouTube. Let me go here and I'm going to share this. Hopefully, let me say share sound and optimize for video sharing because it's video. And you should be able to see it now. Can you see it now?
oh, that's not that's just a place marker. I don't
Oh,
think.
it's just a place marker.
Yeah, don't do that. And don't.
I've dreamed of being a naked.
Here.
Ah, this is so exciting. I'm definitely not afraid, and I have no problem being naked. Oh, I'm very comfortable in my own shell. Yeah, I just don't like centipedes. Ew, gross, no. I don't want a centipede crawling up my vajayjay.
And that is naked and afraid.
This is so exciting.
I gotta turn it off now. It'll keep going. That was hilarious. The first time I have to tell you, I have watched it already a couple of times. And so I was sort of shocked because I was expecting something tame from you. And this was,
Yeah, I know everybody does. People say,
Yeah.
"Look at you." I'm like, "What?" I'm like this big. I'm as big as a minute. Everyone's like,
and you are Florentine, the character we just heard.
"Yes."
So, but you're obviously your whole experience, your whole career has been mostly in animation. So that's natural for you. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. I'd like to invite the audience to come forward. And if you are not going to be on video, but you want to throw out a question, put it in the chat. I've got that open right now. And I want people to just step forward because, I don't know how successful you're going to be with this. I don't know how you expect maybe while people open up in their view, let me change my view to gallery now so I can see people. Raise your hand if you want to either raise it through the computer or raise it visually so I see it, so you can ask a question. But please come forward, open your video, be present because that's more fun for both Dina and I. And that's kind of why we do this here. So I know Paul is here. Great. Michael Robles. Yay. Rawl. Brenda, come forward. Engel, come on forward. Lee, come on forward. How are we going to, for me, you've hit a successful peak already, just getting this done and starting the process. And like I said, to me, this is professional work to the level of, Adult Swim and all that. And my first question for the group, and you guys can take it from here wherever you want to go. Where do you go from here? And how do you do this within the context of your whole career? Sorry, that's a big question.
Well, we're still building an audience because it is on YouTube. I am self-funding, and I have been told just fund first 2 episodes, see what happens, and then decide if you're going to fund any more as you're looking for more fun, deciding what you're going to do. To me, getting picked up by Adult Swim or being picked up by a studio where I'm not bankrolling it would be fabulous. That's kind of where I'm heading.
Right.
It's a challenge with social media. That's the hard part.
Yeah. Well, that's why it's important to do some of this kind of promotion, you know, by letting people know about it. And I see Brenda has her hand raised. Brenda, you want to jump in and ask your question?
Yeah. Yes. Well, you sort of mentioned funding, just now, but I was going to ask, how do you start something like this financially, and do you get money from different investors? You know what I mean? This
Yeah.
seems like a big project, but anyway, it was so cute what I just saw. Thanks.
Thanks. Oh, it's yeah. You got to check out the full episode. If you go to YouTube, by the way, there's a tab at the top that it says videos, shorts, playlist, da 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 da. The shorts, that was one of the shorts, and we have a bunch on there. And then there's one that says videos, and there's 2 episodes. The one that's more red background
Mhm.
has the added footage with
Okay.
Egg McMahon. Egg McMahon is our announcer, our narrator, who is an ex-pro wrestler. And if you know anything
Okay.
about WWE, Vince McMahon owns it. So there's a tie-in, and Johnny Carson's sidekick was always Ed McMahon. So we had a
Yeah,
play on words.
that
Well,
is great. Well,
to answer
that's
the question,
yeah.
though,
Yeah.
so I am self-funding at this point. I am trying to find people, investors. I thought I had one. This has not been easy the whole way. I had someone since the beginning who was invested in it, and in it, invested in the idea of it, and was going to put money in. And at the last minute, after we did all the stuff with the pitch deck and everything else, loved the project, but told me to get so ageist, said, we'd like you to get a 20-year-old writer, a co-writer on here. So
Oh,
it's
really?
relevant. Seriously. So we got a 20-year-old writer. This one particular just recent college graduate happened to have gone to school with his sister.
Uh-huh.
And apparently he dissed her at a party, and he didn't want anything to do with anything he was attached to.
Because he's 20. Sorry,
Because
I
he
shouldn't
dissed
say
his
that.
daughter.
Because he's just
Well,
his
the opposite of nepotism.
I mean, it was like, are you kidding?
Hollywood.
He just
Yeah.
threw and it wasn't even, he was like, yeah, we love everything about it, but we can't touch it because your co-writer, who you said helped write some of this, tainted it. It's bad karma. We can't touch it anymore.
Wow.
Oh,
Well,
man.
that's just going to open another door to
I'm going to
somebody
say,
else, I would
yeah,
hope.
Yeah, I
Thank
think
you,
that's what
Brenda.
I would say.
Yeah.
I wanted to bring up Raul now because he has a question.
Sure.
Yeah, I'm admiring your work, but I'm curious, can you do a short? How did this evolve? Did you start off just doing it for fun, or to see if you could do it?
Specific
And
eggs one.
well, yeah, I mean, I got plenty of ideas, but I would just be doing them on my own to see if I could do them. I have no idea where it would go or why.
So maybe how did you get the team together? How did
Well,
you?
just from your own idea working solo, how did it start to work as a project? And I mean, you just start off on your own and then it grew, or did you have this planned out?
So let me break your question down a little bit. First and foremost, I want to say this, and I will remember to repeat it, is if you've got ideas, make them. Don't worry about the logistics. Don't worry about anything else. Just do it, and worry about how to make it better as you go. I was doing content on my own with whatever apps I could do, anything I could do on my own, I did. With this one, I can't animate. I can't draw. That is not my expertise. So I started reaching out to find people who could, people who had specialties in different things, and I brought them on. I'm not paying them a lot. And for animation, it's not part of the guild, but for the actors, I did make it union. And that's another, if anyone asks me, that's a separate question. And yeah, there was a plan to this because animation takes a long time. And I'm not paying them a salary. So they have other jobs that they have to do while they're doing mine. So there's a lot of time that goes by from the scripts were written a year ago.
Wow.
And we're now on episode 2, and it's being built as we go. How I brought it to YouTube is a different way than anyone else has. And behind me is Annecy. I was just at Annecy in France, at the film festival, and I found out that Women in Animation did a keynote address saying basically that how I didn't know this, and when people told me afterwards, because I didn't make it to the keynote, that how I brought it to YouTube and how I'm bringing it forward is exactly how they think it should be done now, not going through studios. So it's like, oh my God, I'm onto something, but I need to be successful yesterday.
Yeah. I'll
Okay.
follow up with one thing and then I'll cut it off.
Sure, Raul. Sure.
How did you get attention drawn to your project on YouTube?
I love that question because this is where you guys can help me. So, and I can help you. This is how we help each other. And this is where we become literally influencers for other people.
Yeah.
It is incredibly difficult. I thought you could just put something on YouTube and tell your friends and people could watch and this would help grow it. It is not your subscribers. It is not your viewers. You can have, 1,000 people, or any number with a K or an M after it on Instagram, TikTok,
Yeah.
YouTube. It is not the followers. It is the engagement. So anytime you watch something you like, if you give it a thumbs up, that makes a difference. If you put a comment or an emoji, that makes a difference. If you tag a friend, literally in the comments, put the @sign and your friends. What is it? What is CB language? They're a little, they're
Love that Rebecca would be mine on there. @signed. Love that Rebecca. Yeah.
Love that Rebecca. That's tagging a friend. That makes a difference. Then the algorithms look at get tickled, and they're like, oh, activity's happening over here, and they start to push that more.
Okay. Great.
That's really important when you start building. Is you need to get people to engage and to watch it all the way through. I also learned that, my clips, I wrote it in such a way, the pilot that you'll see, in such a way that there's like a joke a minute, because I knew I was going to break them down and put them on shorts. I also have an editor who edits landscape for YouTube and vertical for all the social medias, and YouTube shorts are all vertical.
Wow.
Two different and we had to figure out animation-wise perspective, how we keep everything within that area. And
a follow-up question, and then we're going to stop the recording because we will cut it to just the live audience, those people who decided to actually show up with you live. A follow-up question is, how did you pre-plan all this? I mean, it sounds like you're talking about a lot of details and that you've learned a lot about YouTube and the algorithm and the engagement, but did you have a pre-plan or did you just learn as you went?
Both. Honestly, both. It's funny, things that inspire you, that lead you down a path, things that you've done. The first animated project I did taught me a lot. My YouTube channel, working on YouTube and building that channel up, taught me a lot. Reading in schools taught me a lot. Filling out kids' work, filling out, being an adult, how I grew up. All these things came into play as I was building the idea and the concept of, if I put this on YouTube, I know I need to have eyeballs on it. How do I build eyeballs? I need social media. How do I put it on social media? I learned that my YouTube stories would not work on Instagram and TikTok because they were a landscape. So I did all these stories like this, and they were all landscape for YouTube videos. They did not work as well for social media. It was hard to push. So I knew I had to do both. So as we gain experience in life, we pull all that experience into what we do. And then it's learning as you go. I've had 4 different social media teams that I've had to work with. It took over a year to get it to go union, because just FYI, the union does not have a micro budget contract for animation. They have it for on camera, but not animation. So I signed with Soundbox, a signatory, and they helped me get it. So now there is a micro budget contract for animation.
Talk about trailblazer. Nice work, Dina.
And if you try to do something and you want to go union, you can say Bad Eggz has one. Why can't we?
Yeah.
And
Wow. That itself, that's a clip. Okay, we'll clip that.
It's necessity. Necessity is the mother of invention. When you need and you find a way to do it. Don't let stop you.
Exactly. I think that's the biggest takeaway. And we're going to get into more details. But right now, I'm going to say thank you to the audience that showed up to watch. And sorry that you weren't here, because right now I'm going to stop recording. Thank you, Dina. Say goodbye to the recording audience.
Check out and engage with Bad Eggz.
Exactly. And I'll put that in the show notes. You'll send me everything I need to put in the show notes.
Bet.
All right.